So my dudes, Valkyrja. Today I want to talk about Abyss. You can see floor 12. I did it. Floor 12, chamber 3. I 36 started 2. I beat the wee nut. I got all that. And I want to talk about it and why players are kind of frustrated with it, at least in my opinion. And hopefully this gives some perspective to everybody that's not a whale, because I'm a whale, so I was able to beat it, albeit very closely, because Weenut has very small windows to attack, and that lies in the issue. Hoyo likes to make, instead of enemies being difficult to dodge or avoid or just mechanically challenging, they're more so either you have to have very, very high damage because they stall. A good example is the last floor 12, side 1. Floor 1, the Ruin Guards were just meant to stall you unless you ran an elemental reaction-based team to constantly remove the debuff and run through the Ruin Guards as quick as possible because they spawn in one at a time. Another good example is the Heralds, literally any of them. They force you to run a very specific element to counter them, and even then they take a good bit of time to run through, whereas with regular mobs you can blast through them in a couple seconds. And then you have some of the boss design. A good bit of boss design has a lot of iframes, Wolflord, Weenut, etc., where they are constantly going in and out of existence, where you cannot hit them and then you can hit them. I beat it with Eula Raiden. That was the team I beat it with. Physical damage, Eula Raiden, by using each very powerful ult during the windows to go ahead and beat it. But mine are both C6R5, so it comes down to I don't see free-to-play really beating this Abyss. Well, I don't see free-to-play 36 starring this Abyss without the absolute best teams. Without the, the Nationals, the Dendro teams, without the actual really, really good teams, I don't see them 36 starring this Abyss simply because Hoyo's enemy design for quite a while now has been basically just tanky with lots of evading mechanics rather than actual hits that are scary that you need to avoid, that you need to kind of play mechanically around. Because let's be real, a lot of times whenever you're going against an enemy inside Genshin, a lot of what you're going to do is essentially you are going to pop Zhongli's shield, you are going to run at it, and you are going to pop whatever buffers you need to go ahead and just nuke the ever-living hell out of it while mashing the circle button against your forehead. Because that's kind of the state of the game, exactly where it's at, is the fact that you don't really need to pay attention to a lot of mechanics, but there's a lot of enemies designed to just take time, to beat. If you can't burst them down within windows, then yeah, that it's really annoying. Now, I don't think this game's pay to win. I'm not going to say the game's pay to win based off a single Abyss floor whenever there's so much more content outside of that one Abyss floor, but it's more so an issue with enemy design as a whole, and it's something that they've constantly done. Another good example is Scary Moose, the weekly boss. Now, he's very easy, the easiest weekly boss there is yet, but he just delays. You can't really attack him until you do all the little puzzles and you gather all the little things, and then you can go ahead and beat up on him towards the end of the phase, and you get free shots at him, and you just pop him during that. But it's still really annoying rather than just flat out fighting Scaramouche and giving him some hits that you would rather avoid because they're very scary and they'll basically one-shot you, like Raiden Shogun. I think Raiden Shogun's a fantastic boss fight. It's my favorite boss fight in the game. She actually has a mechanic that you have to somewhat pay attention to because she will genuinely one-tap you through a shield. So that alone, the threat of that ability alone, it makes me kind of excited for stuff because it's pretty damn cool. Now, I'm going to be real. If they ever do add a boss with a one-shot mechanic, that's hard to deal with. People will just run C6 Barbara and just cheese the one-shot mechanic and then beat the boss after. But there's all sorts of methods to actually deal with one-shot mechanics. I don't think that's the answer. But I don't think cranking the difficulty is either, because this is a casual game at the end of the day. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I'm not frustrated, I'm just annoyed with the amount of time-wasting enemies that have been released lately and that basically keep getting designed, that are just designed to just waste your damn time over and over and over. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the odd man out, but yeah. Anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts on this. Is floor 12, is the current floor 12 too much? Let me know. That's going to be the question for today's video. Do you guys think that this current floor 12 Abyss is too much? Or do you think we're heading in the right direction? Do you like the direction Hoyo's heading, to where you just have these super tanky enemies with millions and millions of HP that are constantly invulnerable every 10 to 12 seconds or something like that, right? Let me know what you guys think. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.